urgent America's Team fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. 2025 NFL Draft 3 players who could be surprise first-round picks for Cowboys, who would surprise you to see the Cowboys take in the first round. It's important to remember Jerry Jones and company have a way of saying one thing and then doing the complete opposite. While it looks as if the Dallas Cowboys are zeroing in on running back, wide receiver, cornerback, and maybe even another pass rusher with the 12th overall pick in the first round, they could very well do something completely unexpected as well. With that in mind, we tried to think a little outside of the box to try to figure out what positions, and more importantly, what players, the Cowboys might draft in the first round that could completely surprise us. While it seems unlikely such an occurrence should take place, it's still realistic enough to examine further. In all likelihood, it actually does come to fruition. T.E. Tyler Warren, Penn State. It's no secret the Dallas Cowboys have been zeroing in on potential wide receivers who could come in and help take pressure off of CeeDee Lamb. There's a very real possibility they could have their pick of the best WRs in the 2025 draft class with the 12th overall pick in the first round. But what if they're targeting a different kind of player who would also pair nicely with number 88, as well as being an even more dynamic and versatile playmaker? Tyler Warren was a do-it-all offensive weapon during his time at Penn State and actually makes sense for the Cowboys in the first round. Whether inline, split out, or as a gadget player, he can be utilized in a variety of ways to improve Dallas offense. And with Jake Ferguson entering a contract year with no one behind him who's shown starting potential, Warren could be an intriguing surprise selection with the 12th overall pick in the first round. LT Josh Simmons, Ohio State, the most immediate. Concern for the Cowboys in regards to their offensive line is who is going to step in and replace Zach Martin at right guard. While they have several in-house options and also added free agent Robert Jones, there's still a belief they could draft another guard to fill the void. But after watching Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele struggle mightily in 2024 and with little to no depth behind them, tackle may be of higher priority. Josh Simmons is someone who could be a surprise first-round pick for Dallas. If not for his season-ending knee injury in his last season at Ohio State, there's a very good chance he would have been the first offensive lineman off the board in April. After his medical checkups at the scouting combine, signs point to him being 100 ready for training camp. He could be a plug-and-play LT, allowing Guyton and Steele to battle it out for the starting RT job. DT Kenneth Grant, Michigan after Taco Charlton, and now possibly Maisie Smith. Quite a few people around Cowboys Nation have soured on the Dallas Cowboys drafting any defensive lineman out of Michigan. However, they currently have a glaring hole at nose tackle unless Maisie suddenly starts living up to his potential as a former first-round pick. As unlikely as selecting another first-round DT is, drafting a dominant one technique could help transform Dallas defense. At 6'3" and over 330 pounds, Kenneth Grant is a massive defensive tackle who is surprisingly athletic for his size. His ability to anchor down against the run is arguably the best in the draft class, and his strength, power, and agility helps him collapse the pocket as a pass rusher. Considering Dallas' current dilemma with their last first-round DT selection and other roster needs elsewhere, taking Grant at number 12 would be quite the shocker. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest America's Team news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Commanders agree to deal with former Cowboys Commanders finished remaking their WR room. The receiver room for the Washington Commanders already looked different after a free agent signing, and while the team has defensive needs, they continued to add to the offense. The Commanders agreed to a deal with a former Cowboys wide receiver, according to Tom Pelissero's post on X. A 6-year veteran, Michael Gallup joined the Cowboys organization as a third-round pick out of Colorado State. Always second fiddle in Dallas, Gallup's best year came in 2019 when he caught 66 passes for 107 yards and 6 touchdowns. However, his production dropped off to 843 yards in 2020. He failed to top 500 yards in any of the seasons from 2021-23, with injuries playing a role. Gallup did not play in the NFL in 2024 as he chose to retire. Commanders add WR Michael Gallup. Interestingly, former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said Gallup had lead role ability back in his best season. Let's make it clear, Michael Gallup is a #1 receiver in my view, McCarthy said. I think we're very fortunate. He was definitely one of the players who really jumped off the video in the offseason study. Of course, those days are long gone. However, Gallup won't be asked to be a WR1 with the Commanders. He won't be tasked as a WR2 either, now that Deebo Samuel is in the house. So can Michael Gallup be a consistent #3? From a talent standpoint, it seems like he could, but he will have to overcome the injury woes. An ACL ended his season in 2021 and limited him in 2022. It could be that the Commanders like what they see of Gallup. Dan Quinn has familiarity with Gallup from his days in Dallas, or it could be an indication of the dwindling free agent market, at least from an affordability standpoint. For example, the Commanders could have signed Stephon Diggs, but maybe they get similar production from Gallup because Diggs can't stay on the field health-wise, and Gallup costs a whole lot less. Keep in mind, Gallup is 29 years old. All of the top remaining free agents are on the other side of 30. A bonus for Gallup is he will be able to play with young quarterback Jaden Daniels delivering passes. Cowboys signing a former Broncos starter labeled one of worst, the start of. The new league was a pivotal time for all 32 NFL teams that needed to rebuild their rosters for the 2025 NFL season. Many teams took serious risks to try out new stars, while some made mild signings. The Denver Broncos had arguably the best start to free agency, adding key players to both sides of the ball. They also let some unneeded players walk to try out. The free agency market. One of those players was running back Javonte Williams, who rushed for 513 yards and 4 touchdowns on 139 carries in the final year of his rookie contract this past season. As a result of an underwhelming season, the Broncos didn't resign their starting running back. Williams signed a 1-year, $3.5 million deal with the Dallas Cowboys on March 14. Williams projects to be the first-string running back over former Carolina Panthers running back Miles Sanders. Williams got another to prove he can be a top-tier running back. While the Cowboys got younger in the backfield while not spending much, Bleacher Report regards Dallas' move for Williams as one of the worst of this early offseason. As if losing Rico Dowdle wasn't a big enough blow to the Dallas Cowboys' backfield, their decision to sign Javonte Williams as a replacement only salts the wound. While Williams is 2 years younger than Dowdle and set to earn a similar base salary, in 2025 the former Denver Broncos back was far less productive last season. The Cowboys decided to spend less by trading their reliable running back, Rico Dowdle, to the Carolina Panthers. Williams is less explosive and durable than the Cowboys' previous starting running back. This highlights Dallas' lackluster effort to elevate its roster and spending on its remaining salary cap despite its commitment. And now, America's team fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for your team. I'll be back any moment with more America's team news. How about them Cowboys?